Hi everybody, welcome back to another Farm Bureau Minute. We're coming to you at the end of an exceedingly busy week here in Helena. It's the week before the transmittal deadline, and so there have been many bills working their way through the legislative process in an attempt to make sure that they meet that transmittal deadline and are transferred to the second chamber of the legislature. I'm going to talk to you about three bills this week that we have been following. The first of those is Senate Bill 261 by Senator Hamlet. You may recall that this is the Sage Grouse bill that will implement Governor Bullock's executive order instating a state conservation plan for sage grouse. This bill had a hearing a couple weeks ago and was still in the Senate Natural Resources Committee awaiting executive action. That committee took executive action on Wednesday of this week, and the bill came out of committee on a 2-10 vote, which is a very good indication of the support level that's out there for this bill, and we will be awaiting it to be heard on the floor as well. So if you have a few moments, I would encourage you to contact your senator and ask them to support Senate Bill 261. The second bill that I will briefly discuss is Senate Bill 342 by Senator Mike Phillips from Bozeman. This bill was heard in the Senate Agriculture Committee yesterday, and we did oppose this bill. This was a bison bill dealing with defining what an imminent threat was and changing the way that bison were handled from a disease standpoint. Senator Phillips would like to define an imminent threat as an adult female bison within a quarter of a mile and with the ability to transmit disease within a quarter of a mile of livestock. And we oppose this bill for several reasons. We don't really think that there's good safeguards in there preventing contact with any of the materials that cause disease transmission, and would give too much ambiguity between when bison actually had to be removed from an area. So we did oppose that bill in committee yesterday, and we'll keep you updated on its progress. The last and probably largest bill that I will talk to you about this week is one that you've been hearing a lot from us on so far, and that is Senate Bill 262, which is the CSKT Water Compact. The hearing for this bill was held on Monday of this week in the Senate Judiciary Committee. It was an extremely well-attended hearing. It lasted several hours. It was actually the only bill heard in that committee that day. There was over 100 supporters that spoke to the bill. And the committee, the Senate Judiciary Committee, took executive action on that bill today as well. Senate Bill 262, after much debate from the committee, came out of committee with an 8-4 vote, which again is another very good indication of the level of support that is out there for this piece of legislation, and indicates that legislators do recognize the importance of passing Senate Bill 62 and protecting water rights in Montana. So we will be awaiting a floor vote probably in the next couple of days, maybe as late as next Tuesday, but we're not entirely sure how the scheduling will work out. Again, I'd just like to reiterate, it's extremely important for you to reach out to your senators and ask them to support Senate Bill 262. You can do this by visiting our website at www.mfbf.org or visiting the legislative website, which is leg.mt.gov. I would also like to recommend that you take a moment to send a thank you letter to the committee members of Senate Judiciary, because they worked long and hard, they thoughtfully deliberated, and there was a lot of information put before them that they sorted through. So it's important that we recognize their efforts and thank them for taking the time to pass Senate Bill 262. So with that, we will keep you updated and come back next week with more information. Thanks.